Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, if you are someone who struggles at weeding small fonts, this video is for you. I have found the perfect setting on Cricut to weed small fonts without any problems at all. So many people have told me to use washi sheet, but washi sheet does not work for my vinyl. My vinyl does not weed with washi sheet, and I was stressed. Watch this video and you're going to find out the perfect setting to use for small fonts. And I used this setting and we did it in about 1 to 2 seconds. Okay, maybe not 1 to 2 seconds, 30 seconds maximum, but it was so quick. Okay, so I've got my Cricut design space open and I'm going to go to the text option. I'm going to look for a very, very small font to make this even harder than it should be. So a small, thin font. So usually I stay away from these fonts because it's just so much extra work and very curvative. Let's go with this one here. This one's got a lot of swirls and quite thin. I'm going to write, so I'm going to double click to write. I'm going to write something like hello. Okay. You see, very I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to weld it. If you don't weld it, I'm going to show you. If you look at this font very closely, you can see they're actually separate letters. So the H joins to the E and there are lines in between. If you don't weld it, it will cut on each of these lines, which will make it a lot harder for you to read your design. So you're going to see once I weld it, how it looks different. Let me just put it into a different color so you can actually see those lines. So those lines there, once I weld it, they will disappear and it'll become one word without any lines in between. So I pressed weld and you can see it's all joined together. So whenever you have curvative font, just make sure you weld your design. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make it super small. Let's go 1 centimeter. Let's do it about 1 centimeter wide. So I would not even try to do fonts this small usually because I know it's going to just take me a lot longer. But here we go. I'm going to cut it 3 different times on 3 different settings. So to be able to do that, I'm going to go to make it. And now if you've got the new Cricut update, this will come up because they have their new card mat, but we're just using a regular mat. And continue. So exactly, you can see how tiny that is. How tiny. I don't like it to be right at the top, so I'll just bring it down just slightly. And then I'm going to press continue. And then once it's connected, I'm going to show you the different settings that we are going to test out. So we're going to test out 3 different settings. And there are 3 different settings that I usually will use depending on the material. You'll notice different vinyl responds differently to different settings. So that's why it's not always one shoe fits all. And then here is where you set your material. So I'm going to show you the first setting I'm going to use. So if you have an Explorer Air, put to your machine of custom your dial, and there are 3 different settings. The first setting I'm going to try is the washi sheet setting. So this setting, being on social media, is one that a lot of people recommend in using small fonts. If you don't have it saved into your favorites, this is how you find it. You go to browse all materials, and then you will just type it in washi, enter, and then there we go, washi sheet. And it's already saved into my favorites. And if you want to save it into your favorites, you just click the star so you won't have to search for it every time. As soon as you get onto that, and we're going to do this on more pressure. I'm going to feed it into my machine and let it cut. So before I start, I get a tiny piece of foil, which I use. I open up the blade and I take the blade out. And I just clean the blade. So if you press the button on the top here, this will help to clean the blade. So you just kind of just dab it in the foil. It will just take off any debris, any sticky material, any vinyl that may still be on there. I do this before I cut vinyl, like small cuts, all the time. Because sometimes you'll see there'll be a tiny bit of vinyl on there. But there's nothing on there. Now you can see it's nice and clean. You put it back in and you close the housing. That's the first step. So whenever I lay my vinyl on my mat, in order to make sure it's super flat, I use this tool, this brayer tool, and I just roll it on. So I just roll on my vinyl with this brayer tool. I'm going to link it in the description as well, so you can purchase it if you need to. It's from Amazon. It was about, I think, £7, and I've noticed a difference when I use this. Another thing is you need to make sure you're using good quality vinyl. So if you're not using good quality vinyl, it can have a problem with small fonts, with any type of fonts. So I'm using the Arteza brand vinyl. I really do like their vinyl, but there's many good quality vinyls that you can use. This is the first cut, the washi sheet. The next setting I'm going to go with is my usual go-to, premium outdoor vinyl. So my usual when I'm cutting vinyl, so not small vinyl, just regular size, large, I always use premium outdoor vinyl. It's a perfect cut. For small cuts, it can be a bit difficult. It can be quite temperamental sometimes, but let me just do that cut as well. So I'm going to load it into my Cricut machine, and you find it the same way. If you go to browse all materials, and you can find it under the materials. And I'm going to do this on more pressure as well. And the last setting I'm going to use, if you have a maker, I have an Explorer Air 2. On the Explorer Air 2, it's on the dial. I'm going to show you that shortly. If you have a maker, you need to go to browse all materials. I'm using the Iron On Plus setting. You'll have to search for Everyday Iron On. I'm not sure if it's on the Explorer, but I'll check. So this Everyday Iron On, and then you'll put it onto more pressure. I believe they're very similar settings to the Iron On Plus. If anyone does know, leave it in the comments the exact setting for the Cricut Iron Plus. This is the closest you will get, and then you'll put it on more pressure. I'm going to show you, if you have the Explorer, how you don't use this one. You're going to use the dial, and we're going to compare that one. That is now my go-to. I find it so easy to read, and we're going to compare all of them. To use the Iron On Plus on your dial, you've got to turn it. So this is normal Iron On. So there's one just in between Iron On and light cardstock, and this is known as Iron On Plus, and that's what the last setting is. So if you've got a Cricut Explorer Air, if you don't, you can try the Everyday Vinyl. Don't mind here, I got my Cricut, I don't even know what happened there. I was moving house and it got caught somewhere, but yeah, it's still functioning. So that's Iron On Plus setting. Okay, so I'm going to start weeding. This is the first one. This was the washi sheet setting. It's very tiny. I don't know if you can even see that, but you can see the hello, very, very small. We're going to try and weed it. I am using the Nikapa weeding tools. I love Nicopah brand. It's a brand on Amazon. I'm gonna link it in the description as well. It came with a whole set. So weeding small fonts, you need a sharp tool. This is really sharp. If it touches, like it stabbed my finger once and it was really sharp. See how it goes. So I'm going very slow. You can see the O is not on properly. It's like I'm gonna have to hold it down. I don't know, with slightly there. You can see I'm struggling a bit. So it is doing it, but it's a struggle. If I had a lot to do, it's gonna take me very long. So it did work, but I would not give it high rating. So it did cut it, as you can see. Just have to weed out a bit, and that wasn't too difficult. With some vinyl, the washi sheet setting is really good, so it will come off easily, but that's how the washi sheet is. And then obviously I will just weed out these little pieces as well, and that is washi sheet setting, and it's quite good. Put it on more pressure and you should get a good cut. You can see there was a bit of resistance in the weeding at the beginning, the opening of the O. So next one I'm going to try is the premium vinyl holographic. This is my usual go-to, not for small fonts, but for any other type of font. The premium vinyl outdoor. So I'll always start off on this side, and you can see that is coming off a lot easier than washi to me, because washi got stuck here, and look at that, lovely. Amazing. That was really quick. And then I'll just weed out the O and the L. Just take them out with my tool. So you can see that was super quick. So this is another great one for small fonts as well. It's one I'll definitely recommend. This is my usual go-to. It works almost for everything. That setting there. And you saw how easy it was. And I'll just go in and weed out these letters. Not letters, sorry. The H and the O to make it look complete. So that was premium outdoor vinyl setting. Another great one for small fonts. So let's try the last one, the Iron-On Plus. So I'm going to just start like I did before in the corner. And look at this. Can you not see what I'm seeing? Can you not see what I am seeing? How easy was that? Iron-On Plus. This, I have not heard anyone talk about this setting, but can you see how easy that was and how well it cut? How easily I just lifted it up. Like, amazing. Another trick for small fonts is reverse weeding. I'm going to do a video on reverse weeding and how to do it. So I'm going to finish weeding this out and show you how it finally looks. So the small bits right in the middle, they can be so hard. Sometimes I use a tweezer to take them out. And just stick it back on here. So sometimes for the very, very small bits, I use tweezers to pick it out, or whatever these are called. Nicopah again. It came in a pack with a lot of things. I'm gonna show you guys soon. So I'm gonna take the last small bits out with the tweezers because it's very tiny. So there we go, small font, perfectly weeded, nicely done. So if you know anyone that would like this video that has trouble weeding, share this video with them. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I'll be posting as many tips as I can, and anything that's helped me along the way with my Cricut journey, I'm going to be letting all of you know. Subscribe to my socials because I give daily tips, daily tutorials, very quick, not as long as on YouTube, but you know, they will help, especially if you're a beginner or you're someone that just needs a bit of extra guidance with your Cricut machine. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you.